All right, welcome to another edition of the Above the Bridge podcast. I'm your host, Thaddeus, and this is episode 85. Before we get started, I want to shout out our sponsors. First up, we have our biggest sponsor, Defend Hawaii. If you go to their website, defendhawaii.com, check out what they have. They have shirts, hats, anything you need, beach attire. Also, go check out, they have a store in Woodward Mall called No One, where they have their latest drops, as well as on their website, defendhawaii.com, promo code ATBpod upon checkout. You'll receive 15% off your entire purchase order. Go check them out. Next, we have IREP Detail Supply, and these guys have everything you need to detail your car. I use some of his products. They have this clay that gets every little tiny speck of dirt off your car, but go check them out. They have waxes, polishes, soaps, buffers, anything you need. They have a store in Temple Valley Shopping Center, IREP Detail Supply. If not, you go to irepdetailsupply.com, use promo code ATBpod upon checkout. You'll receive 15% off your entire purchase order. Last, we have Hawaii Candy Factory. And like I said before, you guys see their stuff everywhere. They're in these little cute packages. They're called noms. It's candy with lihimui lemon peel. They have gushers, strawberry belts. They have anything you can think of, local style candy. Go check them out. HawaiiCandyFactory.com, promo code ATBpod upon checkout. You'll receive 10% off your entire purchase order. Aloha. This week, my guest is somebody everybody knows. He's been making Hawaii laugh for years. The one and only Keneke the Great. What's up, brother? How you been?
Ooh, I'm good. I'm not gonna lie, my legs are sore. I just finished leg day, so if I catch a cramp mid conversation, just know why.
Yo, if you fall off the chair, I'll know why, bro. My leg day is in tomorrow, actually, and yeah, walking on the
Oh.
stairs, bro. I just killed my daughter with legs, bro. She hates me right now. She plays volleyball, and I used I had her doing box jumps, but I don't have like a professional box. So I had her using the putty horseshoe, the putty horseshoe box. She is working it. Bro, she's not my friend right now.
I bet.
Yeah. But you've been working out a lot. You always post a few videos of yourself working out, bro. You're like heavy into it or just to maintain?
Um, I guess I mean, I ain't getting any younger, so I'm just trying to guess maintain the youth or whatever I have in this body. And yeah, I mean, I try to go like about 5, 6 times a week, so pretty much every
Oh,
day, some sort of
oh,
workout, get some sort of workout in.
oh, so you're pretty you're in good shape then, huh?
I, you know, I like to think so.
So how's
I
your
try to be
Lakers,
at least.
bro? How's your Lakers? I don't know when this will air, but at the moment they're looking pretty good. They're looking to take out Golden State.
I I like to think we have a great chance. We're up 3-1. Uh, they need to win 3 games in a row, which it's hard to do. And I mean, there's only one team that ever came back 3-1. Ironically, it was LeBron facing the Warriors back in 2016.
That was in the finals, huh?
Now he's with the Lakers. Yeah, that was in the finals, which crazy, yeah, historical. But I don't want to say I'm too worried. I mean, we're up 3-1. We just need to win one more out of the next three, so we should be all right.
So what you're how did you become a Lakers fan?
So my dad, I know, like, it, I have to say this because, like, everyone's a Lakers fan, right? Half of White
Seems
Paul
like
is a
it.
Lakers fan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
the color,
if
it's
you're
the
Filipino,
colors, bro.
you're it's the color, yeah. You're either a Lakers fan or a Warriors fan. But like when I grew up, it was all Lakers, and it sucked. kind of claiming that you were a Lakers fan back then, when they were winning heavy, like 3 championships in a row. This was back in the early 2000s with Kobe and Shaq. But my dad's from LA, West Covina to be exact. So I really had no choice. It was in my blood, from birth that purple and gold all the way. So that's how I kind of became a Lakers fan. Like, really, no choice.
Okay. Oh, the big question is, are you a LeBron fan though?
You know, I respect greatness. I definitely was more of a Kobe guy. I grew up obviously loving the Lakers, and I remember still to this day, as a 10-year-old boy, like in that '96 draft, like I was talking on the phone with my dad, and I was like, "Who do we get this year, Dad?" He's like, "Oh, we got this little high school kid, named Kobe Bryant." I was like, oh, "Okay, cool." And so definitely more of a Kobe guy. Kind of grew up, watching him play literally from beginning to end, all of his 20 years. Um, I mean, he's good. He's definitely, in my personal opinion, top five, top three. Debatable, but I just respect, greatness all around. So to answer your question, no, not really.
Who's the GOAT?
Ooh, oh, that's funny. A friend of mine literally just asked, is that a real question you're asking?
Yep. Who in your opinion is the GOAT?
Ah, man, this is tough. Okay, so I like to think I'm a sports nerd first and foremost, right? So to uh, who's the greatest of all time? I feel like it's very, very opinionated, when it comes to that. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people say Michael Jordan, and rightfully so. He can definitely make a great case. But if we're talking in terms of numbers, championships, accolades, and whatnot, I mean, I feel like I know it's apples and orange, and he plays a different position and different era, but I feel like Kareem never gets enough
Oh.
credit and love. And I mean, if we're like I said, if we're going based off the numbers and accolades, and literally from even beginning to end, like I don't think he ever lost a game in high school, and he won like 3 national championships in college. And I kind of like to add that into, I see the whole overall body of work. So my personal opinion, I know it's not a popular opinion, but I like Kareem. I like Kareem as
Wow.
my goat.
I kind of like your answer, bro. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. I thought like guarantee would be Kobe, but I'm kind of the same way, and it always comes down to the moments you experience watching a certain athlete. And I also factor into like how they carry themselves outside of the sport they're in and stuff like that. And it's fortunate we got to watch greatness in our era. Kareem was like, I've got to see him play uh on TV, but is in my generation, as well as Jordan and Kobe. I always have this conversation when it comes to football, and I'm very heavy sided because I'm a 49er fan. So I always say Joe Montana. Regardless of what Brady's done, I had more special moments
Hmm.
watching Joe Montana because I actually cared that they won. But I also make the argument that he played in a non pussy league. He was allowed to get hit. Brady couldn't get
Right.
touched, you know what I mean? So it's a little different, but yeah, Kareem, I would definitely wasn't expecting that. That's kind of cool. At least you're not
Well,
just bandwagoner, huh?
oh no, for sure not. Like I said, I like to think I pretty knowledgeable in sports, and I totally blame that on my dad. Um, being a coach literally since I was born, and because I played majority baseball and of course basketball. But I will say I didn't have the privilege to watch Kareem, but I was just, if we're talking, like I said, with the overall body of work, career wise and everything included, um, I would like to say Kareem. But if my personal opinion of who I've physically seen, well, of course I'm gonna say Kobe.
Yeah, yeah. Kareem was in some Bruce Lee movies too, bro. I gotta count for something.
For sure. Yeah.
do
That's
you do
hard. That's
you
hard to top off, you know.
yeah, do you have a like a football team that you like or
I do. So back to my pops. He's from LA. So when it came to basketball, obviously Lakers. When it came to baseball, obviously Dodgers. This is where it got a little tricky. When it came to football, at the time, it was either the Rams or the Raiders. And my dad likes to be different. He liked the mystique and, you know, just the ruggedness of the Raiders. So once again, I had no choice. Raiders by birth. So I'm a diehard Raiders fan for sure.
Oh, okay. Have you went to any games in Vegas?
Not in Vegas. I actually got to check out not one but two games in their last year in Oakland before they had moved to Vegas.
Okay.
So that was pretty special. Yeah, because like I mean, man, I'm broke. I can't go to all the games. You know that. You know, but girl, like I needed to like for sure attend. You know, one last game before they left to go to Vegas. So luckily, I got to catch two games in a week. They had the Sunday game,
Oh,
and then they played the
nice.
Thursday night game. And
Oh, nice.
both games I went to, they won. So I definitely got my money's worth, and it came down to the wire. So like, I couldn't complain.
Okay. That I mean, you might be the good luck charm. You might need to go out to Vegas a few times and like maybe they can put you on a payroll if you get them some wins, but
Yeah, that'd
that's
be cool.
that season, your guys' last season, I do have a lot of Raiders friends and I had a lot of respect for the Raiders and um I went to the last battle of the Bay, and that was the rivalry, right? Because it was a Bay Area, and they played the
Hmm.
49ers in Levi, and I went to that game. And fortunately for me, the Niners won, and so now we can always say we own the Bay, but it was cool to see both teams like playing for something that mattered but didn't really matter. You know what I mean? Just for bragging rights.
Oh, I try to forget that game because I vividly remember that game. I wouldn't even really call it a game because yeah, it was over pretty quick, and we definitely lost to a
Nick
quarterback who didn't even
Mullins.
have a wiki.
Yep.
Yeah, who didn't even have a Wikipedia page at the time. So
Yeah,
yeah, I try to put that in the back burner.
yeah, he got like verified right after the game was done.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
yeah. How do you
you
anyway,
know,
how
I
do you feel
expected like
about what is that?
oh, I
Go
was
ahead.
just going back to the Battle of the Bay. I really thought it was going to be like a tight knit game, but like I said, it ended quick. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna turn this TV off then.
For me, that was like the first game that I've seen the Niners win in Levi. And I've went to like 9 games prior to that. So I was like 1-9 after that game. I've seen them
Oh,
lose a
I'm sure
lot
you
of
wanted that
times.
one though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Brad, back in the day, you're kind of the one of the first people that was making all these funny videos and kind of being a content creator before it was a cool thing to do. How did you even get into it? And like what was your mindset? Like, okay, I'm just gonna start making funny videos. Like how'd you even start it, man?
Well, you're in for a treat because a lot of people don't know this.
Yeah, I want to hear the backstory.
Yes, yes. All right, are you ready? Here we go.
Let's go.
So I will never forget this day. It was November 17, 2007. And
Oh,
the
you had the
reason why
date.
I will never, oh, to the T. Like I will literally walk you through the day. So it's important. That's why. And side note, I kind of giggle inside when people like see me in public, whatever, and they like even as simple as oh, what's up, brother Koneki, and like I kind of giggle inside because they don't realize it was like kind of on an accident, you know. So with that being said, November 17th, 2007, I was so I Krump dance, right? I don't. Do you know what crumping is?
Yep, yep, definitely.
So this happened in California, and I was living with my best friend at the time, Jeffrey Ramos. Shout out to him wherever he's at. I think he's in Sacramento, but yeah. So moved out to California when I was like 19, just to experience life on my own, and just in a different setting, different place, So end up being in California, and it's funny because I thought I was gonna move to California and go Hollywood. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Hollywood and be in the movies, and we end up living in Ladera Ranch, which is not in Hollywood, way far, way far, all the way in like Orange County. But yeah, so there was this Krump event that I was like truly looking forward to, like anticipating it for months. And like I said, we just recently moved up there. I got a job pretty quickly working uh, for the hospital, like a courtesy shuttle driver. So literally, my schedule was Monday through Friday work, and I had the weekends off. But because I just had literally my roommates as my friends and no car, um, it was just pretty much like just hang out at the house, right? Like
Yep.
every single weekend. So for one particular weekend, November 17th, I thought I was gonna switch it up and go to a Krump event. And I was like heavy into crumping. So I was really looking forward to this particular event because it had all my favorite dancers that I looked up on, YouTube, and I was just super excited. A long story short, my ride the day of bunked out on me. And as you can tell, I was super bummed, and I was just like, "Gotta be kidding me! Here goes another weekend of just doing the same thing." And my roommate, my best friend at the time, Jeffrey Ramos, he wanted to cheer me up, and I knew he was what he was trying to do. He was really into photography, and he just bought this digital camera, and he's like, "Hey, let, let- let's test out my new camera. Let's take some pictures for MySpace." Like that was gonna cheer me up. So I said yes. Uh, and
MySpace.
yeah, right. That's how. Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
uh, definitely back in the days for sure. So like, I was being a good sport about it, and he was testing out his angles and this and that. Then he realized, oh, like, oh wow, I can capture video on this camera. Let's go make a video. I mean, I'm not really in the mood, but I knew what he was trying to do, so I was still like, kind of like, all right, I'll just go with the flow. So I'm like, all right, what do you want to do? He's like, and I guess I was always like the class clown, just always the fun, energetic, person, since birth, I guess, really, but uh, more so in high school, just being that class clown. And I remember him saying like, "Well, you're the comedian. Think of something." I'm like, okay, wasn't really prepared for this, but the only thing I can think of at that time, I had like this high pitch local style voice. So I was like, all right, well, press record and see what happens. And literally, was not planning anything, whatever, it just rolled off the tongue. And apparently, I was wanting a dog in that high pitch, local style voice. And I said what I said, didn't rehearse nothing, and just, press record. And then I just went. And I thought that was it. And I remember him like, yo, we gotta put this, we gotta put this out. I'm like, why? He's like, it's funny. Like, we got to share this to the world. I'm like, I, my personal opinion. Side note, still to this day, I think it's like the it's the dumbest thing in the world, right? Like, I didn't think it was funny. I was, it was just so random, and I was just like, no, why? Like, he's like, oh, we got to put this on. We got to put this on the internet. I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, just still kind of going with the flow. And this is how, going back to like how old the Times was. So it was, we had two options. It was either to put it on YouTube or
Yeah.
MySpace TV. I'm taking it
Oh,
way back.
yeah. Shout out to Tom.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Tom, forever a friend. But we So speaking of crumping, I used to be part of this crump crew here in Hawaii called Crumpany. I don't know if that rings a bell,
Okay.
but so I was part of this crump crew. We were a pretty big deal because in the crump world at that time, California is always going to be number one because that's the birthplace of crump. And then Vegas, this is within the states at least. Vegas was number two. Believe it or not, Hawaii was number three. So we were kind of up there. So we had like a nice little following. So
So
I
you're
just
building a name.
elected to,
Yeah.
yeah, building a name through, our dance crew and whatnot. And I elected just to choose YouTube, which was fairly new because it started in '05. This is '07, so like 2 years in. But we had a, small kind of a following, on that page. So, and I knew the password. I was like, let's just throw it on the Krump page. So, uh, yeah, I thought he was just gonna like. I wasn't even thinking, like character, title, none of that. So I was just literally
Yeah.
gonna just press send and like upload it. He's like, whoa, 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 we gotta have a name for this. We gotta have a like a character name for this. I was like, why? Like I still was so baffled, like how adamant like he was, like pushing the issue. Like he just like I felt like he was my manager or something. I'm like,
He probably
all
knew
right,
he had a gold.
he might have, yeah. So we're thinking of the name, and I'm like, all right, well, so my real name is Kenneth. Kenneth in Hawaiian is Keneke. So I was like, well, I'm telling a story. So what about story time with Keneke? He's like, I like that, but it just needs just one more. I'm like, bruh, like give it a rest. Uh, so I was like, all right, sticking to the local theme. Okay, Kamehameha the Great, Keneke the Great. I was like, all right. I pitched this to him. I was like, what do you think of story time with Keneke the Great? Boom, I like that. I was like, okay, whatever. Let's just get this over with. So we went with Storytime with Keneke the Great, uploaded it, and that was in November, right? And I remember the following month, I was already. This was in California, and I was coming back home to visit family for Christmas. So you know, I didn't have no intentions to make it go viral or put my name out there or whatever. I was just doing this because my roommate wanted, to cheer
Yeah,
me up.
yeah.
One thing led to another. So I had maybe checked it once, I think a week after we had posted it, and it was like 50 views, one comment, like, oh, that was funny. I'm like, all
Yeah.
right, whatever. Like, I didn't expect it to blow up or whatever. I just wanted to, I was curious. But this is how this is the first time tasting the power of social media. So I was already coming back home that following month, right?
Yeah.
And I remember going to Foodland in Neville Beach, and I was just, you know, just shopping. And I remember this one big local brother. I was like, "Hey, you!" I was like, "Me?" He's like, "Yeah, you the kind now?" I was like, I was just so blown away because I was like, well, I didn't know what was gonna happen. Like this tonation, I was like, is it trying to beat me up? Like,
Talking to
I
my
ain't got no money,
chick.
sir. I'm just, yeah, exactly. So I was like, I was just trying to just stay on my toes, and I was like, excuse me, sir, do I know you? He was like, hey, you the guy, you the guy? I was like, I think you might have the wrong guy. What are you talking about? I was like, you're the dog boy. You don't want to mix the video. That one video. I was like, I totally forgot about the video because I didn't care about it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, sir, sorry to no disrespect. What video are you talking about? He's like, and he pulls it up. He's like, this is you, right? Talking about the dog. I was like, yeah, that's me. I was just tripping that like it got the people, right? So blown away. I remember going. Well, I was staying at my dad's house. I was just visiting. I went straight to the computer, and then I had checked that video again, to see where it was at. And at that point, it was like 100,000 views, 100 plus comments, and I was like, "What the hell? Like, is this real life?" And the comments were just saying like, "Oh, that was funny. Do more, do more." I'm like, "Do more? You want to see more of this? Like, this is dumb." So, with that being said, fast forward to whatever it is, 15, 17 years to this day, right?
Yeah.
Um, that's why I giggle inside when people like say what's like, oh, about a Kaneki. Like I giggle inside only because they don't know I was supposed to go to that Krump event, but because I didn't go to that Krump event, I end up making the dog boy,
Oh
and the
man,
rest is history, I guess.
that's super insane, bro. It's what is it? The butterfly effect. One little thing led to another. Like if you're
Crazy, bro.
if you didn't if your ride came through, that might not have happened.
Might not happen. Like who knows? Like maybe I would have made videos, but not to the way it went.
Yeah. So from there you started building and you kind of created certain characters and you got a lot of people nowadays. It's the thing to do, right? The content creators, and it's
Yeah.
people try try to do it, or like putting themselves out there. And I know like even with my podcast, putting yourself out there isn't always an easy thing. And it's like, oh, I wonder if people are gonna talk shit, or if this is gonna come
hmm
out across a certain way. But how was it as you started to gain more popularity? Did you feel like, oh, I'm putting myself out there? Were you catching like people talking shit, like you like haters and all that kind of stuff? Or
Oh, I mean, I definitely got some hate, of course, and but I always had this mindset of like, people are gonna talk about you good or bad. Uh, Literally, you can go on YouTube right now and type in the most like innocent thing, like a kid riding a bike, and I guarantee you there'll be some dislikes. So, I mean, I always just kind of knew like, there's always going to be like people just talking regardless if you do something good or bad. My thing was like, if there's more good than bad, then I guess I'm doing a good thing.
yeah,
But I didn't. I mean, even still to this day, I never really cared what people think. In that sense, where I'm like, I mean, I'm just having fun. Because I didn't even want to do this per se. Initially, I just kind of just went with the flow because my roommate at the time was just trying to cheer me up, and like I said, one thing led to another. And as I The only reason why I did more videos, to be honest, was because of those comments saying like, "Oh, we want to see a part two. We want more." I'm like, just so blown away. Like, what? Like, this is dumb. Like, okay, I'll do another one, and just same thing. Just picked up the camera, one hitter quitter, and just whatever I said, that was the video, and it just kind of like gained traction from there, and I guess the rest was history.
that's super cool, man. And nowadays it's becoming a thing. And you've been collaborating with different people that are in it. And there's certain people in Hawaii that kind of starting to build steam, just being content creating, doing funny videos and skits and that kind of stuff. But how has it been like being asked to collaborate and kind of meeting new people and doing stuff with them?
Oh man, that's actually one of my favorite things about this like whole content creating ordeal is like just be able to like share the same space with other like comedians and just be kind of creative in that sense of like whatever the joke is, the story, or whatever the video is about, like just yeah, kind of just like I don't know, like going back to crumping, like crumping is predominantly like a freestyle hip hop type of dance, if you will. So to be able to tap in that creative, like mindset and mode is like that gets me going, right? So like to do with other content creators, like it's the best part for sure because we don't even know what we're doing to be honest. We just like same thing like. Hey, we meet up. Do you have an idea? No, not really. What about you? Oh, no, not really. Like, okay, well, let's just go with the flow. And those end up being like the funniest things in the world.
Oh, so
Just kind of like just
you guys don't sit down, make a
n-
storyboard, figure it out, have a meeting and
not
shit?
at all.
No, bro, that's crazy. You guys just run it off the fly and kind of come up with it on spot?
I mean, we'll have like a base idea, like, oh, that might be funny, and then we'll just literally create from there.
That's insane. So who
It's crazy, yeah.
bruh, do you like film? How do you like when you're by yourself, you film your own stuff? Like you have a like a camera person and who does your editing and stuff?
Oh, it depends on the video. Like if it's something I can, one of those like quick reels nowadays, that's what it seems like everyone's on.
Yeah.
Then I can just do that on my own. But if it's like something on a bigger production, normally it's just other friends of mine that are into like filmmaking and just kind of just bring them on board. Like, hey, you want to make a video with me? Let's create something and just go from there.
Oh, that's cool. Like how often do you like put something out?
Well, lately I've been kind of lazy. But I mean, at one point, it seemed like it was like every 2 days was just,
Oh wow.
banging out videos, just posting, posting, posting. But yeah, when I'm not lazy, I get into this like video creating mode, and I just like bang out videos like that. But when I'm lazy, then it seems like it's like once a week or once a month. I don't know. It depends.
Yeah, it becomes like a job, man. It's like it it's a 1 minute video, but like there's a lot that goes into it, and it'll take a big chunk of time out of your life just to drop it.
Yeah, honestly, like I don't think. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, we are just having fun,
Yeah.
playing characters or just being silly, whatever. But I don't think people realize, like what you said, like it does take a lot of work, like especially if you're kind of doing it on your own too. You gotta be the director, the editor, the actor, and there's so much that goes into it, like especially just editing too, like alone, like
Oh
that can
yeah.
take, you know, people don't realize like 30-second or like maybe like a 10-second clip can take like 20 to 30 minutes, just to yeah, it gets very, tedious and particular, uh but I like a good challenge, so
Yeah. What do you use
it's
to
it's
edit?
all fun to me.
What do you use to edit?
Well, like if it's on my, like I said, if it's one of those like quick reels, whatever, I can just do it on my phone, like iMovie,
Oh
really, because
yeah.
it's just, simple cuts, just add music or whatever. But if it's something on a grander scale, then normally my friends would, use either Adobe or
Final
Final Cut
Cut or
Pro.
so the characters you created, how true are they to your own personal like like how you are as a person? Are they kind of similar? You're or is totally different than the person you are?
I would say definitely totally different. Like, um, I don't know so my favorite comedians are of all time for sure is Jim Carrey and Chris Tucker.
Okay.
So I guess like when the camera's on, I kind of like blend those two styles, and that's how like Keneke the Great is, with his high energetic character, right? But I'm definitely not like that in real life. Like I'm just chill, like I'm definitely polar opposite. Like in one hand you got this crazy dude just bouncing off the walls, and the real life Ken is just like
Go
just chilling.
Lakers. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's cool. You shoot some videos like in the middle of like people and sidewalks and stuff. Do anybody ever be like, get out of the way or like, hey, you're the guy? Like you get recognized a lot and stuff.
Yeah, depending on what the video, like I remember at one point, sometime last year to be exact, I was kind of getting back into crumping, and I remember filming in the streets of Waikiki. So that definitely drew a big crowd, and not so much people knew, me as Connected at that point, but they were definitely watching. Like it was like free entertainment to them.
Yeah.
But when I would do the comedy skits for sure, especially when I would collab with my other friends and stuff, that's where we'll definitely get like, hey, that's the guy. Hey, yes, Kaneki, yeah, you, like stuff like that. it's cool. No one really bothers us. It kind of just let her do her thing. And if
Yeah.
anything, it's just free entertainment to them because I just see them with their phones like, yeah, it's all free content for us.
Yeah. They might tip you out too.
Yeah.
One of the street performers in Wikes, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, I
Real
seen a
thing.
video of you eating balut, bro. How was that? Was that the first time you ever ate it?
You know, being part Filipino, you would think it for sure maybe would have tried it once or twice growing up, but never tried it. Just sometimes I feel like I'm a fake Filipino. My mom would always like would always cook all these like Filipino like delicacies and whatever. I'll be like, Mom, can I get like a cheeseburger and some fries? You know. So like definitely that was definitely my first time trying that. And I mean, no, sorry to the Filipino community, but definitely my first and last time ever trying that because that was not the business.
Bruh, I got
I think
caught.
it was just a thought that it was,
Yeah, the look of it too, bruh. It's pretty.
yeah,
I don't know how to
I
describe.
can't
It's
do it.
yeah, dude. I got caught one time. I was working. I used to be a gas station attendant in Kanioy, and this Filipino man, this old Filipino man, he used to come put gas, and he would always have it. Like he would have it in his Tupperware, and he would say, "Oh," he always be like, "You like try or whatever," and I would be like, "Nah, no worry." And then one day, I was talking shit to my friends, like just kind of just being one dumb kid. I was like, "Bro, the Filipino man come today. I go and sample, bro." And sure enough, he showed up, and I had to because I was running my mouth about it, and bruh, all over the gas, bruh, all over the freaking pump. I tried it, the smell, the
Oof.
look, like
Mm.
like in your video, like little bit feathers. I don't know if it was feathers, but I thought it was feathers. But oh,
Oh
yo,
yeah.
it was one of the worst things I've ever done, bruh. Like so, when I seen
I,
your video, it made me think of that.
oh yeah, that was definitely not acting. Like that was me for real. Like I wanted to Paulu for sure. Like I try to like
Yeah.
suck it up and be a man. I mean, luckily I didn't really like swallow because I could not just like even chew. Like like I guess just the thought of just it's a baby bird in my mouth and stuff. Like, nah, I'm good. I'll stick to my cheeseburgers and fries.
Yeah. I it's like don't understand the concept behind it. Like why? Why? You see either one
I
A, you crack it open, scramble them, or let them hatch, and now you get chicken katsu. Like,
right.
why you gotta have the in between? Like, doesn't make sense.
Well, according to another fellow Hawaii content creator, King Kenny Slay, he says it gives you power. So I'm like, yeah. Once again, I'll stick to my cheeseburgers and fries, and
Yep.
if I
I'll be
wanna,
weak.
if I, yeah, I'll be weak. You can have all the balloons in the world.
Yeah. Man, I must take some part to get through it without throwing up, but that's for sure.
Oh, for sure,
Right, so
for sure.
you reference crumping and your dancing, Brad. Were you formally trained? Like you went dance classes before when you were young, or it's just something that like is like it's just in your DNA?
It's crazy. I guess in a sense, like the Keneke videos, like just no one taught me. Like I always loved dancing, and it's funny story. In high school, I thought I was the baddest dancer in the world, but I only had two moves. I had the Harlem Shake and sea walking, and I literally thought I was like killing it out there with just those two moves. And I I always wanted to be a b-boy, and I actually had this like how to be a b-boy DVD kind of and that didn't last long. It literally lasted 24 hours because I quit being a b-boy after the video because I could not you know spin my body like that or whatever. Like dang. But I knew I wanted to like do something with hip hop, with like in the hip hop type of style. So I came across well, speaking of b-boys, with just those two moves, thinking I was the baddest dancer in the world, I got invited to this beat session, and the homies out there was like, "Oh, I know you like to dance and stuff, Ken. Like, like you should try this new style called crumping. Um, you should check it up on YouTube." I was like, "Crumping? What the hell is crump? Well, YouTube? What the hell is YouTube?" Like, so like this was back in 2006, and me not knowing how to spell crump, I thought you spelled it with a C, and I typed it in on YouTube on this thing called YouTube, and it was like this Howley boy dancing, like I thought I was getting trolled, like getting played from my friends because it wasn't good. And I was like, wow, they really set me up like this. Okay, I got you.
They think I
And
dance like this?
yeah, I was like, okay. And I remember like weeks, months had passed by, and I was working construction at the time, and one of my coworkers was like, "Hey, man, I know you love dancing. You should really look into crumping." I'm like, you ain't gonna be another one. Don't you do that to me." He's like, so I had explained like what had happened. He's like, "No, no, no, no. It's not even like that. It's like it's a real like intense, aggressive style of hip hop, if you will. I think you would like do well in it." I'm like, all right, where can I check out this crumb? Because I had checked it out on YouTube and it was not the business. So they told me about this documentary called Rise, and it was pretty
Okay.
much like the origin of clowning and crumping and how it kind of started. And basically, these two guys named Thaddeus and Miho. You may heard of Thaddeus before. Those are the creators of Krump, and reason why you may have heard of Thaddeus because he's like the face of Krump. Like he's
Okay.
all over TV shows, movies, and you know stuff like that. But yeah, basically, when he had told me about the documentary Rise, I just how old the times where I remember going to Tower Records and buying the DVD. Literally, 5 minutes into the movie, I was sold. I told myself,
Yeah.
like, not even like literally 5 minutes in, I was like, whoa. I paused it. I was like, I'm dropping everything I know, which was only those two moves, Harlem shaking and sea walking. And I was like, I'm gonna be a crumper. Like this, like I literally fell in love like right off the bat. So I kind of just started just mimicking the moves from watching that movie in my dad's garage, in my dad's hot ass garage in Neville Beach. Uh, and then I remember used to think like, man, I can't be the only crumper. Am I the only crumper here in Hawaii? So like started just doing research and found out there was other crumpers. Crumpany, they were like the first crump crew here in Hawaii, which that's where I put that Keneke the Great video on their YouTube. Um, so it was cool to like know that I wasn't the only crumper, but I kind of just started in my dad's garage, just you know, kind of copying what I had seen on that movie, and then of course I got real into nerdy mode. I was like, well, there's got to be other videos, so I
Oh, went down the
searched
rabbit
online
hole.
and found out there was like this whole, yeah, I did, and there was like this whole like crump how to crump series from the creators. So I literally bought every single video. So I kind of like self-taught, but also, you know, learned from like the creators, through watching videos and stuff. And which was cool because I kind of picked up pretty fast because I something about Crump, it's the energy that I'm
Yeah.
really attracted to that I really wanted, like I just fell in love with, and that became like, oh, that's my home. Was blessed to actually meet like the first generation Crumpers, like these they were called Crump Kings back then. Like they were like the Crump veterans of the game, and actually got, well, I guess I'm still under one of those Crump Kings. His name is Rapture. So my dance name as me is Illis, aka Young Rapture. So anytime
Oh.
you hear like like kid, young, baby, junior, twin, little attached to a name, that means you are under that person. So because I'm young Rapture, I'm under Rapture. and
Oh, that's
Rapture is
pretty
one of the
dope.
Krump kings. Yeah, so I actually not only self-taught for, the first couple of years until when I moved to California, I got to meet up with some of those like OG Krumpers of the Krump game, like the literally the OG first generation Krumpers, and which led to me being under Rapture and learning from him. And yeah, the rest was history. Like I very blessed to be like, like learning from like not just YouTube anymore, not
Yeah,
just through
yeah.
these videos, but like from the actual guys who like the Kobe Bryants of the Crump game, if you will.
That's crazy, bro. You're like passionate about it. I didn't realize how it was that in depth. I thought it was like, oh, I can do this. I'm gonna just run it. But you actually did your homework,
Hmm.
met the OGs, learned under their tutelage. Like, oh, it's like
Hmm.
some martial arts kind of shit.
Honestly, like it's funny when you said that word passion. Like I would like only in recent times I can honestly say out of all the things I've done in my life, whether making videos, playing sports, this and that, I will say crumping is the one thing I can call a true passion. Like, it's a funny story. I actually just like literally just last year, I just kind of started making my way back after almost 10 years of not dancing. It was a
Oh
10-year
wow.
break I took because I did not care for the dance anymore. I didn't want to like do anything with dance. I was just so over it, different time and in my life that I wanted to venture to do other things. And it's just so funny how 10 plus years later almost, here I am, actively dancing again. But now this time it's different because it's, I was young boy status, because this is where I'll get nerdy because Krump is predominantly a battle type of style, right? So I was
Yeah.
really into like trying to be the best, and you know, it's very competitive like that in the Krump world. Versus nowadays, like I'm just more about just being the best I can in this craft, and within this craft, this is like it just kind of hit me like maybe a couple months ago where I'm like, wow, I think this is because I never really had a passion before, believe
Yeah.
it or not. Like a lot of people think it was just making videos and all this. Like, oh, that's your passion, that's your true passion. I'm like, no, not really. I never had no true passion up until just a couple months ago. Just kind of hit me like I was just kind of like just practicing whatever, and I'm like, wow, I really love crumping. Like because
Well, it's realizing that it's your passion, but it's also a way that you can resource or tap in and use your use it as an outlet for your expression. And crumping is
exactly.
it's very like you said aggressive, but you putting yourself way out there because it's not an elegant dance. It's very rough and
Mm-mm.
very like warrior-esque. You know what I mean? Like it's strong. It's a fierce thing. And bro, I remember the first time I've seen it, I think it was on TV, and I don't know if it was American Best Dance Crew. It was on TV, and I'm not into
Mm-hmm.
dance and all, but I seen it, and the guy was like twisting his freaking elbow and making his arm go backwards, and I remember if I forget, it might have been Nicki Minaj or somebody was the host, and it tapped into
Oh,
her street growing up with around that, and she got out of her chair and she was almost crying. She said, thank you for showing everybody how we do, and it was meaningful, and I was like, wow, that's like I always remember that. And it was something that most normal people didn't see before because I had never seen it, but I'm not in the dance community or anything like that. But it was just people expressing themselves how they grew up and with that rage and with that um strength. And I always thought it was a cool dance. I mean I can't do it, but it's definitely cool to see. And right, you definitely like you can see the passion that you have for all your dances when you do it, bro. It's very visible in your videos for sure.
mm. I appreciate that. Well, to go back to that Nicki Minaj uh, thing on TV, that if I'm not mistaken, it was America's Best Dance Crew, and the leader of that Krump crew was Thaddeus,
Oh,
one of the creators of Krump.
so I got it right
So
then.
you definitely, yeah, yeah, definitely, um, they definitely displayed, real crumping because it was definitely coming from, one of the creators and whatnot. So yeah, it's just crazy because I remember when I first started crumping, especially here in Hawaii, because Hawaii is it's predominantly a b-boy
Yeah,
dance scene.
yeah,
And I remember starting in '06, and I would come to these like all style battles, these b-boy battles, and as one of the few lone crumpers, and man, we would get mocked and laughed at, and you know, everyone thought it was just a fad. It wasn't a real style. It wasn't a real dance. It's just funny how, as the years went on, it's truly a household name. Like it's literally a worldwide dance. Like you can name a country. Like I feel like sometimes the overseas crumpers are better than the mainland crumpers because but that just shows how crazy like in popularity and how like dance have grown because it's
yeah.
literally everywhere. Japan, France, like you name it, it's there. And yeah, it's crazy how like TV show, America's Best
Yep.
Dance Crew. Like this once, dance style that everyone called it a fad and this and that, like it made it to a national stage. And like I said, it's worldwide now. And just, yeah,
What do you
it's crazy.
think of what do you think about the dance community and I guess culture how it is in Hawaii? I know I seen you at a battle recently. One of my friends, Donnie, battled at where was it at? Was it Salt? Was Hawaii Market, Open Market? Like I forget what it was, but I seen you there and I know you love dance. But what do you think about the Hawaii culture of not just crumping, but like hip hop and battles and all that? B-boys is kind of picking up a little more steam, huh?
Definitely. And it's a beautiful thing because like Hawaii, just in general, just has so much like talent,
Yeah,
whether music, acting, sports, dancing. And I remember pre-pandemic, it was, on the rise. And then when the pandemic hit, like it took a fat hold. Um, and it was kind of sad to see because like a lot of dance studios kind of shut down. The dance, the freestyle scene, the battle scene kind of simmered down as well. And it was just like, it looked like it was just plummeting. And just, I would say in the last couple of years, you know, um, whoever like the leaders of the b-boy scene is now, like they not only revive, the battle scene within the b-boys, but they also
yeah,
kind of like took on like the all style guys because, like I said, predominantly Hawaii is a b-boy, island state, whatever, and the all style scene wasn't like as big as like the mainland or whatever, but now it's becoming more. I don't want to say acceptable, but like just it's more, like they're part of the community. It's not just b-boys anymore. It's
yeah,
always going to reign supreme. Like
yeah,
b-boys are always going to reign supreme here, but like now you'll see more just a variety of styles at these sessions, at these battles, at these events.
yeah.
Um,
I seen like almost
and
ballet in one of the battles, and it was like uh
yeah,
definitely not just b-boys and not just breaking. It was definitely a lot of different ones. Even my friend Donnie does like popping and locking, which is I guess it kind of b-boys is kind of derived from that. But yeah, it was cool to see the like you said a different genres of dance competing against each other. It wasn't conformed to just one certain style. I guess that's what I guess life is, right? It gotta evolve and get accepting everything, you know what I mean?
for sure. And I think I know who that Donnie person is.
Yeah.
We used to be a part of the same. It's called Hype Beast. This was like back in the days. We were part of it.
Okay.
Well, like I said, back in the days, it was just predominantly. I mean, if you go to like these all style battles or whatever, you're gonna obviously see b boys and you're gonna see poppers and lockers. You'll never see like other styles like the crumpers, the
Yeah.
bogers, the whackers. But now, like I said, I'm not saying it's being accepted or or anything in that sense. I just feel like it's just more expanded, and that's big shout outs to whoever's kind of running the b-boy scene. Like it's a bunch of people, like this guy named Hijack and uh b-boy Hijack, b-boy Arc. They kind of like revived, after the pandemic, after it took that little year and a half, 2 year hiatus, being kind of just doormatted. But now it's kind of like you go to an all star, oh, like you go to any of these dance events, you're gonna see more than just b boy and popping, is what I'm saying, for sure.
Yeah. That's super cool. You know, one thing I did notice on your videos and on your social media, you do give out a lot of good positive messages. Not mental health like pick me ups, but kind of like that, where it's like, hey, be yourself, do good, or like kind of just putting out a little vibe out there to make people feel good. Is that something that you're passionate about? And I know mental health nowadays is getting kind of a crazy topic, and people are actually understanding it more and know it's something that needs to be kind of taken care of. I didn't know if you're kind of focused on that, or it's just have a good day, man, like just like that kind of thing.
I mean, I definitely take it serious. I mean, unfortunately, we do live in a cold, cruel, ugly world, and there's a lot of hate and negativity out there. And if I can go ahead and share some light and some positivity, on some real life stuff, I'm
Yeah.
all for it. And uh, so yeah, that's why I kind of like you know put those little messages out there, and or, yeah, just because like there's this world of chaos. I just try to be like just try to be the light, to
Yeah,
some people,
and
or to everybody.
you do it in a funny way, so it's not like a serious thing. Like, hey, if you're a queen, put on your crown. If you're a king, like it's just good vibes. And sometimes those little things can make a difference in a person's day, life, or whatever. You never know. And
For
like
sure.
I always try to, my thing is like I'll always smile or tell somebody good morning or hello or have a good day. Who knows, bro? Like I always think like it could be the thing that does help them in a good day, or something that put them in a good vibe. And yeah, like watching one day, like I was having a bad, like just shitty day and just angry and stuff. And I seen somebody else's post and it was like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, let's take a break. Now I'm good. And because of that post, it made a difference in my day. So I'm sure it matters, Brian. And you got such a big following that somebody must be getting a positive vibe from it. You know what I mean?
For sure. I mean, like you mentioned, like you don't really know what one person's going through, and especially in their mental, and you know, in a world full of chaos, to come across like a message, like it could be a simple message, but that can truly just not only change their day, but really change their life. Because I remember I get a lot of people, in the DMs, especially particularly this one person, like that really touched my heart, where he said that like I was, unfortunately, I was gonna off myself, like I was gonna
Oh,
kill myself, but because of your more so the videos, like that I produce, whatever, like keep it up for all kind, because you saved my life. And when he
oh,
told me that, I was like, man, that's more than, and not that I ever cared about like the following or the views or whatever, but like that's a real moneymaker right there,
hell
to
yeah.
really change someone's, life where it could have went a different way. You know what I mean? Like that's why I do take that, you know, every morning I kind of just post these little quotes or whatever, but I
Yep.
know it goes a long way because it
That's
definitely
insane.
reach out to people. Yeah, like
Wow, that's
for
kind of
sure.
crazy. That, bruh, I guess that's what matters the most. So where do you actually see this going, bro? Like, do you have a real job and stuff, or like you get sponsorships, or like?
Unfortunately, I do. Living here in this beautiful island of Hawaii, this beautiful, expensive island of
Need
Hawaii.
9 jobs
I
and
do
a
work
side hustle.
for real,
Make lao
but I do
laos
work
on the side of the road.
bro, selling anything and everything.
Yeah.
But I actually work in the happiest place on earth,
Aulani.
which is Aulani, a Disney resort and spa, the closest
Wait,
thing
I
to
kind of
Disneyland
knew
here.
that. Did I know that? I think I seen you. I don't know. That kind of
You might have.
strikes a bell. Yeah.
Definitely,
Hey,
that's my second home for sure.
bruh, that place is awesome. I honestly have a lot of like I'm all about Disney. So like my daughter is all about Disney, but I mentioned this on a previous podcast from somebody that used to work at Disneyland, but my mom was a educator. She was a principal and first teacher principal, went all the way up to superintendent, but her main thing for all her employees was they had to read the Disney handbook because of the
Hmm.
positive energy that it taught them and how to have customer service and how to treat people. So I always thought that was cool. And then going to Aulani and Disneyland and stuff, like the customer service and the way people make you feel there is second to none. So you're probably doing the same thing, unless I'm sure there's some assholes out there that work for Disney, but for the most part, bro,
Well,
it's all good vibes.
for sure, for sure. I mean, and you know, to have like a Disney property here on the islands, it was a no brainer because we obviously had the aloha spirit in us, and
Yeah,
so to mix that with the Disney way per se, um, it,
yeah,
it's a 10 out of 10 kill, so um, for sure, like it's more natural, I would say, for us cast members here in Hawaii versus, and no disrespect to the other
yeah,
parks and resort, but we have it embedded in our heart that we kind of just give off this, it's the aloha state, so we're going to give you the aloha spirit, the
yeah,
aloha love.
exactly. Yeah, with a Disney twist, bro, and that's
Exactly,
right, bro.
exactly.
That's definitely needed in this earth. But in a perfect world, bro, what would that be like if you could just content create and get it to where like you could monetize it to where it's, oh, I can just do this now, or I don't know, parlay it into
Well,
a TV show, or like, cause I know a couple of the creators you work with have aspirations in that sense to take it to something bigger. You know what I mean?
for sure. Well, I mean, eh, wherever the good Lord wants to take this, but like we talked about, like um, just it wasn't anything serious, but like a TV show was mentioned, like, oh, we can really do this if we put our minds together, guys. Come on, but I know they're busy doing their own thing too. But like it'd be cool if something along the lines like that where we can you know do a show or do something with the TV. Yeah, I have no idea. I'm just kind of like what from the very beginning when I made that first video. Like I'm just kind of just going with the flow, and
Yep.
uh, it's whatever happens happens. But if it's anything along the lines of like on a TV show scale or a movie scale or whatever, that'd be cool. But as of right now, I mean, if it's just these little videos to impact people's lives and put some smile on people's faces, that's cool with me too.
That's cool. And it's working like more often you will see like Instagram creators on commercials and doing different things
Hmm.
or like hosting stuff, but it's becoming to where they're getting recognized. I'm sure you are too, but it's all from social media, and it's developing a following.
We just do these videos for fun, of course, especially when we get together and just, create and collab. But like what you had mentioned, like there's other guys who have bigger, dreams and aspirations. Like Cutlass, he really wants to be a writer, which is super cool because,
Yeah.
he could easily just do the content creating thing and make these videos and, see where it goes. But he actually really wants to, write and do movies or, something along the lines like that. And, that's super cool. And I'm all for people following their dreams and whatnot. There's another guy I do videos with, Russell Saltelli. He really wants to be an actor, and like making these videos on, that we do on the side is really what it is. It's just on the side for fun. And, you know, not saying we don't take it serious, but not really, it's just kind of
Yeah.
just get together and just whatever happens, happens. And
Even with Tamua, his main objective was to get his comedy out there, but his eyeballs came with the social media, and it helped grow his comedy. And it
oh yeah,
seems,
he's killing it.
yeah. And I had Cutlass on the show before, and to see how far he grown just from when he was on my show till now is remarkable. I got to actually meet him in Winter Mall. I seen him in the mall because I do this through Zoom, and at the time it was when he came on when there was the pandemic. So I actually got to meet him and talk to him. He grad same place as me, and it was cool to actually meet him in person. And bro, that guy got some magic, and his facial expressions on the videos is what kills me, just like yours.
He,
Your
he's definitely
commitment to, yeah, the way you don't care, bro. Like you're all in. Like your facial expressions to everything you do is like you're not holding back at all, bro. It's full. You're in 100.
I you kind of have to be because like you're already gonna. Well, I feel like I look stupid doing it. Might as well just go all out, right?
That's cool, man. Well, oh, I there's one more thing I want to ask you. I get my haircut from Ryan, and he brought up to me
Mhm.
that was something that I remember, but I didn't remember recently, was that you used to be a nightclub promoter too, and you're part of, what was it? What did you guys call yourselves? You guys were
Uh,
the
upperclassmen. Was it
upperclassmen. That's what it
upperclassmen?
was.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
was it, like show off high and then upperclassmen, or I forget what it was.
I remember being a part of Show Off Live with Michael Banks and whatnot,
Yeah, yeah.
and I remember the core guys from Show Off High we kind of just branched off and did our own thing, and that's how upperclassmen came to be. And I remember
Yeah.
we were promoting, you know, I don't even remember what we were doing, but I forgot the club. It's on the tip of my tongue, but
Was
yeah,
it Hush?
I was
Hush?
Hush. That's what it was.
Hush. Yeah.
Wow.
Ulu
But
New
yeah,
Street,
yeah,
huh?
that's
With,
how.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's
so I know
super
I know
cool.
Ryan from way back for sure.
Yeah. He's doing
Yeah, because
super
he was
good,
part of.
bro.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
killing it. He's super,
Yeah.
and he lives like right down the road from me. So
Oh, okay. Oh, that's where I cut my hair.
yeah,
His shop is in his house. Like I had him on, and he was talking about
yeah,
that. And he got me to go check it out. And bro, I've go every 3 weeks. I cut my hair from him. Yeah.
dope. His shop is definitely a vibe when you walk in for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's like the movies, but local style, like the mainland barbershop movies, but it's local style, and with a kind of like a tattoo parlor vibe too. It's just cool, bro. It's a
Hmm.
cool spot. Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely whatever he's doing with the parlor. He's definitely killing it for sure.
Yeah. Well, right on, man. We've been going for over an hour, and I know you're busy, and I appreciate you coming on. And rah, where can people find you on your Instagram and stuff?
Well, I keep it real simple and basic right now. I'm just really on just Instagram, so you can catch me at Keneke the Great, KENEKETHEG. Can't even spell. Went the camel, GREAT.
Yo,
So that's pretty much it. I'm not really on the TikTok or on YouTube, or it's just Instagram. I just keep it simple.
yo, that's cool. And for
Not
us,
gonna
you can,
not gonna lie,
what
because
is it?
it's easy. It's easier. That's why.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I,
I run Instagram, and I have one for myself and above the bridge, and I always forget one or the other. I'm like, oh, I gotta post on that thing too. And then I have a Facebook, and I totally checked out of that thing. I always forget. And then I'll have some, bro, you know, add me back on Facebook. I'm like, oh, I forgot I even have that.
right, right.
Yeah. But for us, you can always find us on Above the Bridge Podcast on Instagram, YouTube. Our website is atbpod.com. And my personal Instagram is Thaddy Daddy High. Well, man, hopefully your Lakers take it all the way. Like you said, everybody's a Lakers fan in Hawaii, and I have like 4 super close friends that are diehard Lakers fans that I just don't want them to be sad. Like I want them to be happy and catch this dub, and let's see what happens, man. It from what I understand, because I'm not that huge basketball fan, but they started off shitty, right? Lakers were horrible at the beginning,
hmm
and
hmm
they build it up to peak at the best time, and it's kind of like chicken fighting, right? You want them to peak at a certain time, so when it's time to go playoffs, it's time to go. You know what I mean? It's this is it, and they seem
Exactly.
to be putting it together. Hopefully, when this airs, they took out Golden State and they're on to the next. If not, then I'm gonna have to edit
Hey,
this out and be like, yeah, Kaneki's not happy about this.
yeah, we need to cut that part out.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, if anyone that ever plays sports, they know it's one game at a time. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you, man, and I hope to see you out soon. And yeah, probably be at another dance battle, or I'll probably more than not see you at Aulani, because somehow I'm always there eventually with my daughter, or if somebody's here, or like I'm always there. Not that it's a bad thing,
Well,
but
I'll
yeah.
tell right. I'll tell you what, if you're there the next time, I'm always inside the Character Breakfast restaurant, so that's where you can catch me.
Are
Other than that,
you
I
not
really
dressed up
appreciate
at,
you.
you're not with the
No,
Mickey
no, no,
head, or
no.
okay, okay.
I'm the bodyguard.
All right. All right. But yeah, thanks
But
again
yeah,
for coming on, man.
I appreciate it. Oh, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. And this is fun.
Yeah, yeah. And it gives people a chance to know the person behind the silly videos, and kind of get to know you a little better, and yeah, get to follow your little career and see where you're gonna take it, bro. It's gonna be cool.
Cool. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Right on, man. Well, shakas for the cameras.
Yes, sir.
Right on, man. We're out. Shout out to the Artist Group Network. Aloha.